Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Swerve, and today I have a very exciting video for you guys. Thank you so much for loads of people saying that they'll take part in the competition. I can't wait to see your results and what you come up with, and I'm really excited to see the future of this game for movies and trailers wise like this. I would also like to say thank you for all the get well soon messages. I am feeling a lot better, admittedly still a little bit sick, but I am still feeling a lot better than I was before. So here we are. As you can see on screen, we have a Jurassic World Evolution Marine Expansion Pack. Now, as you can tell by the title, this is an amazing fan-made pack. It shows what could be included and how it works. Again, Diaz Designs, I just want to say thank you so much. He saw my post on the community feed saying that if any graphics designers are able to create anything like this, or anybody who wants to send in ideas videos, I'll be more than happy to make a video on it if I think it's worthy enough. But I won't be making them every single day, if that makes sense. I want to make sure that all of them are really nicely done, and maybe because he said he's worthy, well, not worthy, he's willing to make more packs like this. So if you guys send in some really good recommendations of describing something and I think it's really good and he thinks it's really good and he can make it, then there you go. We may be able to collab together and actually make stuff like this to show you off more often. So again, DS Designs, go check him out. He's on Instagram. I'll link his Instagram down below. Thank you so much for designing all of this. Anyway, let's get into the video. So as you can tell, we have the thumbnail of what it would look like as the Marine Expansion Pack. It looks like a very good thumbnail at the moment, and yeah, so if we just move on, because that's on the exciting part. The exciting part is here, the underwater dome. So we have the viewing dome or viewing gallery of overwater, if that makes sense, and that's essentially so you can just look and see the dinosaurs. It's a little bit into their enclosure, but look at them up close and it increases the guest view. So here we can see something very, very similar that he's created, which is the underwater dome. I really like how he's named it here, the underwater dome, and it looks very similar to the viewing gallery. He's taken the design from the viewing gallery, same like that. And my favorite part is here. As you can tell, there are elevator doors, and with the elevator doors, this shows that you can actually go underwater, which I'll show you in a second. You can actually go underwater and then view it underneath. And also my other favourite, I have loads of favourite parts if I was to be honest, is that you can see the Mosasaurus screen catching the shark here on the right, and you can also see the Mosasaur eye, which was actually a deleted scene from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and that is really exciting to see. So the fact that we can have I don't want to call him an amateur because he's really good, but it's the fact that we can have random people just making these things compared to developers making these things shows that this is highly possible and it is a thing. Again, it's all down to the engine that Jurassic World Evolution runs off. I just don't think at the moment that Jurassic World Evolution can run Marine DLC. That's why I think Jurassic World Evolution 2 will be happening. Anyway, looking at this, again, underwater dome, it makes more sense. The only thing that I could ask for is probably like a gyrosphere tour, like a submarine tour, something like that. But again, thanks so much to Diaz Designs in the bottom left. That's his Instagram. Go check him out for doing all of this. It does mean a lot. So moving on to the second bit, he's actually put it into a screenshot of Jurassic World Evolution, and we can see how it all works. We can now have a look at how it connects to the path, how it lays down like that. You can see the sun coming down, and then you can also see the new types of fencing that he's put. Looks like this is a small enclosure, which we have a small dinosaur roster of 4. Well, not dinosaur roster, but marine reptile roster of 4 marine reptiles coming soon. Well, not coming soon, but like, you know what I mean, like if this pack was happening. But yeah, as you can see, he's actually put it in, and he's put it slightly to the side so we can see how it interpret with the world of Jurassic World Evolution. I really like how he's also connected it to the fence, and we'll have to connect the fence that way just so the dinosaurs don't jump out or the guests don't fall in, if you know what I mean. So it's quite cool. It looks like a standard Jurassic World Evolution enclosure. It really does impress me how he's managed to get the perfect sun shadows coming off. So even like the little square shadow here looks really cool. But yeah, so overall, this does look really, really cool in Jurassic World Evolution, and it does look like it can fit. Admittedly, it does look a little bit off, but that's simply because he took less than a day to even make this design, and he's incredible, so that's why. But yeah, looking at this, he's done a really good job and implemented it into Jurassic World Evolution, and you can see how it would work in Jurassic World Evolution. So moving on to the next thing we actually have here. So as you can see, he's put a side design of the underwater dome as well. I presume the elevators were here, and they can bring guests down here, and they can view lower or they can view higher. So this right here is probably the viewing center as well. As you can see, is that thing there. So there you go. And then it'll be a platform of people all the way here that can just walk in and then view this. And they can look into the arena, the water arena, and see underwater or over water if it's like feeding time or something like that. And then also you can take the elevators here downwards. So you walk in, take the elevators down, or the elevators up to come here, but then take the elevators down. And you can look underwater and see the rest. I think the water line is probably going to be here, maybe just where the stand is. But yeah, so as you can see, it's a pretty cool design, and it's a really nice side design that actually shows that it goes underground and underwater as well, so people can now view the dinosaurs underwater, just like in the movie Jurassic World. So that's the water dome. It's a pretty cool experience if you ask me. I'm very impressed with it. I really like how it looks and really like how it's been established into Jurassic World Evolution, and I can't wait to see if Frontier have any ideas for this for Jurassic World Evolution too. So moving on, as you can see, light glass fence and reinforced glass fence and metal wall fence. This is the 3 types of fences that we will get. So in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis we had low security, high, medium security and high security fences, and in Jurassic World Evolution we have quite a few amount of defensive, if I was to be honest, but they're just free but then electrified. But obviously you can't really electrify water fences because, let's be honest, if anybody played Pokemon, electric type, water type, they don't go together. So yeah, so here we have 3 different types of fences, which I think are pretty cool. Here we have the light glass fence, which I think he's put down here. So I think this is the first quote unquote in-game, take a pinch of salt, light steel fence. And if we go back here, so it's the light glass fence actually, and you have reinforced glass fence, which I believe is more triple paned glass, and it's more as you can see, it's down the middle, so it has more structure, so they don't really break out, and it's easier like that. So I'm not sure how we'll put fences in Jurassic World Evolution. I kind of see from the screenshot he gave us, in this screenshot here we can kind of see it's just to stop them from jumping out, so maybe they have a range, so if a guest is standing where my mouse is now, a Mosasaur could jump out and then take the guest, and it could break this easily or something like that. Or maybe if they keep bashing underneath, it takes away the stability of the fences, like here. So say if where my cursor is where the Mosasaur is, it keeps bashing into the concrete and then takes away the stability of this glass and then cracks the glass, and then it can jump out. So if we were to have something similar like that, maybe a reinforced glass will make them hit the concrete even more. Same with the metal wall fence, simply have metal walls. That's all it is really, just have metal inside, and you can see the it's triple pane but with quadruple sort of metals held together like that, so it's even more reinforced and it won't break, so it's more solid. Is a really good idea and design for the metal wall fence, and I'm really impressed with it. So then moving on, and this is probably where we start off with feeding and feeding types. So as you can see, we have the 3 feeding types that we currently have besides tall herbivore feeder. We have the shark feeder, which is essentially the live goat feeder, as says here, where I presume you can probably put them on the surface, maybe on the side of the walls as well. That would be pretty cool. If anybody played Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, if you made a swimming pool and then you put the lights, you can also put them on the side of the concrete where the swimming pool is. And I know Frontier did actually have credibility in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. So there you go, Frontier, you've done it before, maybe you can do it again, question mark. But yeah, so even having a releaser like on, or dispenser shall I say, on the side of the fence, or maybe at the bottom of the exhibit, we can dispense shark live feeders, if you know what I mean. So then the Mosasaurus, Plesiosaur, whatever it is, can attack the shark and then eat it that way. So for any herbivorous marine reptiles, because we know that there were some herbivorous marine reptiles, we can have seaweed feeders. So essentially it's a herbivore feeder, but it just stays there, and then I understand that modern day sharks had to constantly move about, otherwise they die, just to get a perfect respiratory system. I'm not sure if that's the case for marine reptiles. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But even still, maybe they can just swim, take a chunk, and then go back, and then swim, take a chunk, go back, take a chunk, go back. So they keep swimming around it and keep eating it that way. That would be really cool animation and new features added into the game, and I'd love to see how this goes on, and if it's improved over the way, because we know we had originally just herbivore feeders, and we had large herbivore feeders, which basically has more capacity. So it'll be interesting to see what the seaweed feeder would do. And then also you have fish meat feeder. So essentially I think what they'll do is just add like a chunk of meat. I don't think it'll be that hard. Fish meat feeder, if we just take away the fish, maybe it's just going to be meat feeder, so it can be any type of meat, and then any other marine reptile that's a carnivore or carnivorous can actually just swim by it and take chunks out of it and keep eating it, and obviously it will replenish every 3 to 8 12 whatever minutes you want to set it to. So that's the feeding mechanism for the marine expansion pack that is being designed by DS Designs. It's pretty cool. Now moving on to something else, we have our first look at possibilities for a marine reptile roster. So at the start we have Dunkleosteus. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I'm going to quickly just search it up just so I have a little bit of reference on it, because at the moment I'm a little bit confused, I won't lie. So let's search Dunkleosteus. I think that's how you say it, Dunkleosteus. So it's an extinct genus of Arthropodae, Placoderm fish that existed during the late Devonian period, about 358 to 382 million years ago. So I do know that's kind of not in the Mesozoic era. That's probably why I don't want to try to stay away with it. However, the Mosasaurus wasn't either, so there you go. The name Dunkleosteus combines with the Greek osteon, meaning bone, and Dunkel in honor of David Dunkel, the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. So there you go. He's probably the person who said it all together. But there you go. So I don't know if it's herbivorous. I think it's herbivorous. I'm not too sure. So that could be... yeah, it doesn't say. Oh my god. So anyway, so yeah, this creature could actually be herbivorous and used as a seaweed feeder. But yeah, it's a pretty cool design. I'd love to see if it's implemented. I believe this is probably like our Struthian mimus, let's say, because it's quite a small creature. It wasn't very big. But yeah, so moving on to the next one. Everyone pretty much knows it. Fan favorite, Mosasaurus. Pretty cool design yet again, having a Mosasaurus go down like that, and a nice little outline on it to showcase the Mosasaurus. Obviously, Mosasaurus was in Jurassic World Evolution. Not Jurassic World Evolution, sorry. It was in Jurassic World, and we know quite a lot about it, and it's been a recent fan favorite. So with the Mosasaurus, it's pretty much if we were to have a marine, I don't really want to say it, but if we were to have a marine reptile sort of DLC, the Mosasaurus will definitely be added, because let's face it, it's the face of Jurassic World. It's the face of Jurassic World. It'll be interesting to see what it's like. So then moving on, we have another fan favourite. Well, not fan favourite, if you know what I mean, but we have the Plesiosaur, which is the Loch Ness Monster, apparently, for Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. But yeah, so we have the Plesiosaur. Again, a really cool addition. This is probably going to be our medium-sized carnivorous dinosaur or marine reptile, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited to see if it will have a chance, if we do get a marine expansion pack, if it will have a chance to see what would be added that way. And yeah, so it's got nice little bright teeth, as you can see. That's pretty cool design. And again, Plesiosaur, probably about our Edmontosaurus, and I think this is our T-Rex. But this could probably be our Edmontosaurus size, admittedly probably a little bit bigger. But then the big boy himself, Lipeurodon. This is probably the Spinosaurus of the marine stuff. Lipeurodon was massive. It was a massive creature, and I'm not sure if we compare it to the Jurassic World Mosasaur, it might be something like that, it might not be something like that. But if we compare it to the real life Mosasaur, Lipeurodon was a massive boy. He was one of my first ever marine reptiles that I ever discovered, and probably my favorite if I were to be honest. So yeah, having a Lipeurodon would be really cool to see. Anyway, that concludes the whole marine expansion pack. I'm just going to scroll over these again so you can see all of them. So we have the Jurassic World Evolution marine expansion pack, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Obviously, go check out DS Designs on Instagram. He's a pretty cool designer, and he did all of this, and I thank him so much. So anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts on the design. Let DS Designs know your thought as well. And yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts and capabilities of probably having Jurassic World Evolution 2 and having a marine center, if all of this will be included. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. It's been Swerve, and peace out.